Hi there friends, welcome again to the Singer Studio. Okay, so everybody who embarks on a career needs to understand that other people have also embarked on this career. So today we're going to be talking about something really important, and that is the value of choosing the right role models. Let's get into it. So yeah, all of us who embark on a career in the arts, whether professional or amateur career, all of us will be starting on a journey that has already been well trodden. At the start of our journey, we need to acknowledge that the many other travelers who have gone on this path before us. One of the biggest blockages I face when I talk to my young students in colleges is this. We all wish to become independent and original artists who offer something new to the world. But to become this kind of artist, the basics of our craft need to be learned and mastered. Whether or not there is anything new in the arts or whether we're just rehashing old ideas, well, that's maybe the topic of discussion for another video. The truth is, we need to conform before we become unconventional. And the shortcut for this process is to study those who have already gone before us. People we can identify with, role models. So yeah, as I said, I have stood in front of so many young singers who have resisted this idea. They claim that they are already original, they're always going to be original, but they never succeed with this mindset because of this attitude, because of this simple fact. When you are starting, nobody knows you. Nobody knows who you are, and nobody understands your vision. And these people, they will never take a chance. They will never take a risk on somebody, on a singer or an artist like this. You know, the risks for the people that are going to engage us are huge. There is money, there is reputation. And without the security of them having a reference point to some other artist that they can reference you against who's already been successful, they're not going to take a chance on you. The trick here is to find role models who represent the best aspects of what you want your own true self to be, and then build upon that in your own direction. You become original by riding on the backs of others. This might seem controversial. You might rail against this idea strongly. That's fine if you want to, but please don't be surprised when nobody engages you. Nobody gives you a chance. Nobody takes the risk on engaging you. Okay, how do we choose a role model? One thing to remember is that your role model shouldn't be based on whether you particularly like that singer or not. Of course, you should like the singer because you should love your own work. But let me explain. I'm a baritone, therefore my role models must be baritones. There are tenors and sopranos, etc., that I've learned from, hugely learned from. Maria Callas, Jussi Björling, these are idols of mine. But my role models are those who have sung the roles that I wanted to sing. Because choosing your role model is part of your journey to working out what kind of singer you wish to be. As I've already said, when I was 18, I filled a notebook with my so-called, embarrassingly called, artistic creed. At the start of my journey, I was as busy working out what I wanted to be as I was on working on my technique. Of course, I adapted and changed and I grew as I traveled, but having this self-awareness was key for my artistic development, whatever that means. One of the problems with being a singer is that all our work is internal and internalized. So being able to more easily imagine my external by imagining myself as my role model as I was singing helped me enormously. As I worked and as I sang, I could see myself as the role models that I chose, even copying mannerisms and musical ideas. Heck, even the tone I developed. Choosing appropriate role models is so important. Therefore, you should discuss with others who you choose. You may love a certain genre of music and you may yearn to sing that repertoire one day, but sometimes your voice just doesn't develop in that direction. So if you were to choose a role model that isn't going to be moving you towards the genre that you are going to sing, it's not going to help you. Singers often fail despite seeming to do every well, and it is my belief that one of the main reasons of this is they present a confused package. They have been persuaded to sing the correct repertoire by a sensible teacher, but in their heads they're still following a different model. We'll talk about this in a future video, the importance of knowing exactly what you can offer. And we've already touched upon it, but having a role model that sings the repertoire that you aspire to sing, that you've discussed with your teacher, that you think one day might be appropriate, is key. So what do you hope to get from your role models? Well, I advise you to choose two main ones and to study them in depth. Listen to them, watch them on YouTube, go and see them live if you can, absorb their work. Find a singer, firstly, whose tone is similar to yours and who demonstrates a technique that you could potentially emulate. So that when you sing, as I said, you can imagine the sound of the role model coming from your voice, your throat, someone who you can base your tone development on. When you need to make decisions for your technique, are you opening a vowel in the passaggio? Are you dropping into chest voice, for example? Your role model will help you with these decisions. Then there's the rest of it, the artistic presentation, the development of your artistic soul, the kind of singer you wish to be or wish to become, what your singing and your art will mean, how you present yourself. Are you a serious and intellectual artist who delivers deep and meaningful performances? Or are you an entertainer who hopes to divert and amuse? This is helping in your development stage. If you think I'm asking you to simply become a clone of somebody else, I apologize, that is not what I mean. The role model idea is to help you get your foot in the door and help those who would potentially employ you to understand what you would offer and help you to understand yourself better, to become the kind of singer you really should become. The original and the independent artist that you will surely be one day when you've gone through this developmental stage, this training stage. So there you have it. Role models, my role models. Choose two role models. Make sure they are brilliant role models. Talk about your role models with your teacher. If you want to get in touch with me, you can find me on Facebook. My webpage is down below. You can contact me there. I really appreciate you sticking to the end. Thank you so much for watching these videos. Please find the playlist, the YouTube School of Singing, as I grandly call it, down below and work through it. I've got so much more information to give you, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.